Wrigley Road, where I will show you photos, and good people have been out there, and tell you about what lies out close to private property, including a well where screams can still be heard from children, and a shack where a mom hung herself. That is facts. We'll travel to stop and look around at Walnut Hill Cemetery, where L. Ringling's... Oh, they got rid of the walnut, didn't they? I told them to get rid of it. They did, good. We traveled to stop and look around at Walnut Hill Cemetery, where L. Ringling, his wife, lived, his parents, and three of his most famous brothers are now buried. We'll see St. Mary's Ringling Hospital, now abandoned and boarded up building that was the former home of Brother F.T. before he moved away from Baraboo. In addition to that, we'll see the Charles Ringling House, a now bed and breakfast you can actually stay at. We'll visit Circus World Museum, where I will talk about and show you the Red Barn. This is actually pretty crazy, where a ghost still haunts the grounds to this day. Nearby, where a herd of elephants can still be heard despite no elephants being there for years. We should talk about that stuff. Apparition of a girl with a poofy dress and blonde hair. During dance recitals, little girls had actually said they followed this apparition, with the apparition tricking the girls into going places not supposed to go, which right afterwards the apparition will laugh, they got these girls in trouble. People have heard other children laughing as well. Supposedly the flew what they were doing. He would actually die just about 2 months later on New Year's Eve 1916. But people still spotted L. Ringling in those very center balcony seats years later, box seat number 17. One such occasion involved a set builder who came to work one day with his 3-year-old daughter. He found her looking up into the... And so, as she stops to pick him up, he ends up kind of going towards the door, grabs the door handle, and just disappears. Now at this point, she thinks she's crazy. Maybe she got done with work, just feels like, okay, that was weird, whatever. So then she starts to drive away. She looks in her rearview mirror, and then as she does, there he is, he's sitting in the back seat. So, with the baby, she started to get up and leave, only for the baby to escape out of her hands and fall to the lower levels. So that baby died. The legend is that they never found the baby, but they did. The baby died. As tragic, so now this the spirit of the heartbroken mother in a white dress can still be seen gliding through the box seats to find her child. In addition to this, so this used to be the main road, and people don't really take it anymore. It has Ho Chunk on it, so there you go. There's a piece of the hotel. Witness any but shows. Had been practically blind by the time shows could be performed. Al would sit in his... He told me the story of his girlfriend who was drunk one night, and the ghost of one of those... But this was the molar. This is where they would actually fix everything up. Every single year they would take care of those. Golmar is another one of the cousins. Molar is another one of the cousins. So that's where they actually fix up all the little houses and everything. Oh, the Red Barn's right here. Yeah. But it's the Red Barn up here on our right that's the most haunted. I'll kind of talk about that. And so, but on the right over here you see... Yeah, so we're going to do a little Yui. This is we're going to drive past this again. We're going to do a little Yui, and we'll see this thing twice on both sides. But yeah, so over there was originally built with stalls for houses and constructed with a ring similar to a circus tent. It was used by performers during the off season to practice performances. We can't go into. We technically can. Just I want to be able to go into a lot of places. I wish we could. It's just you have to talk to the wife of Al. She didn't want to stay in obviously the Al Ringling mansion after he died. So he's like, well, I'll stay over here, and she did. And then later on, she donated to the homeless. Look at an abandoned old ghost town after they left, up until the 1950s when they built all this stuff again. And so, even until like the 1940s, there were still remnants of the town that was around here. And so, for instance, people still use that barn in the off season, even until like the 1940s. She would, as a blind person, she would kind of carefully walk and do a tightrope act up high. And they didn't have anything underneath of it. And so when she was 14, she fell off that thing and broke her neck and died. And so that person's still there. In addition to that, so on the right, like I said, by all accounts, you can stay there, but just know you'll be staying with the ghost of Sally, the grandmother of Henry Ringling, who purchased the mansion after Charles had moved away. He moved over to, like I said, Sarasota. Charles and John Charles and John had essentially they were very very competitive against one another, and what they. She's a Confederate spy. It doesn't matter. She's okay, I guess. I'm not a Confederate sympathizer, just so you know. But there's a lot of coins over there. And a nickel is if you served in boot camp with them, a dime is you fought alongside the person in battle, and a quarter is you witnessed that person die in battle. So he's like, "Do you want me to do this?" Sure. Here's 20 grand to make a cool looking sculpture. So yeah.
How long do you think this tower's been there for?
The ones that they did were